Hello everyone and welcome back to Classic Comics. So now I'm reviewing Future State Dark Detective number 4. And this is again by the same creative team, Mariko Tamaki writing with Dan Mora doing the art. And we start with the magistrate, and Peacekeeper 1 is asking about how well the drones are working, and this woman giving the report mentions that they've like 1 in 600 of them have failed or gone missing. And Peacekeeper says that's not good enough. You need to make these better. And he takes his mask off. You know, you've always wondered who it is behind this mask. And they never say his name. I don't recognize the character right off, so I don't know if this is supposed to be somebody we know. But he's never given any other name. Hannah, who is the character, she's the daughter of Noah, the guy that Bruce Wayne has been sharing a building with. And he calls to say that Jeff, that is Bruce Wayne, that's he's using an alias, is up on the roof doing something. And Bruce, of course, knows that the magistrate's surveillance has been watching the building. And he sets a device up here, basically to take out the surveillance drones and that sort of thing. And then he covers his tracks on the computer, or tries to. Then the daughter gets back, and he tranquilizes her, and he takes them both to a safe house. I'll get to that. But then the surveillance drones, now they're cloaked. They have this cloaking technology, and it appears, and then they go after the van he's in, I guess. But then the device he set up on the roof goes off, destroys the building, and takes out the drones too. And she wakes up in the safe house, and he tells her, you know, look, I'm really Bruce Wayne, and the magistrate is out to kill me. And he says, I know you work for the magistrate. What do you do for them? And she says she's a programmer. And it turns out that she's actually been wearing a mic, you know, wearing a bug and recording conversations. And she has conversations of Peacekeeper talking about how they're going to completely surveil everybody in the city, basically ranting about how they're going to control Gotham and sounding, you know, rather dictatorial. And Bruce tells her to just stay here in the safe house for now because the magistrate doesn't know where it is. And then he intends to go to the magistrate, and he's got his suit wired with some of the cloaking technology that he took off of the surveillance drone, so now they can't track him. And he gets into the magistrate headquarters. He sets off an explosive, which sends people running. But then Hannah, she left the safe house and she got into the building. And she's downloading some information from their database, incriminating information. And then he tells her, get out of there. And then Peacekeeper 1 shows up. They get into a fight. Nice 2-page spread here by Dan Mora. And she gets out of the building, and they're approaching her to apprehend her, so she swallows the little thumb drive she was using. And some nice panels here by Mora as Batman and Peacekeeper 1 fight. And again, his face gets revealed, but Batman doesn't seem to recognize him. He doesn't say, like, oh, it's him, or anything like that. I'd been wondering, I thought maybe the magistrate would turn out to be that Ghostmaker behind it, because they've established that Ghostmaker is very tech-oriented, and also he's much more ruthless than Batman. So it seemed like it would fit that it would be Ghostmaker who had done this, but I guess it's not him. And the ending has the building, Batman just blows the building up with him and Peacekeeper in it and sacrifices himself. And it ends there. And of course, this is the end of Future State. So we're going back to regular issues. So, you know, I have mixed feelings about this Dark Detective run. Them putting Mariko Tamaki on Batman is not something I relished at all. But this was actually not as bad as I thought it would be. But it seemed like the first 3 issues, there was always something. Some issue, or not issue, but some problem I had with the story that was preventing me from liking it. In the first issue, too much padding, not enough happened. Second issue, kind of a ridiculous plot twist. And then the third issue, Hannah, the female character, basically scolds Bruce like he's a child, and he just kind of accepts it, which really annoyed me. This, overall, this final issue, pretty solid. I mean, it ends rather abruptly, but again, they only had so many issues to do this. Now, of course, it can't be just Batman. You know, it can't be just Batman being the hero, so they have to have the female character, Hannah, who gets in on it too, and of course, she's working against the magistrate herself, because, you know, we have to have a female character who's a big part of the story too. But it actually works. It's fine. You know, she spent time establishing this character and setting her up so that now that she's this important part of the story, it doesn't feel shoehorned in, it doesn't feel forced or anything like that. So I say, actually, for this issue, I have to give Dark Detective a thumbs up. And who knows, maybe Mariko Tamaki can actually be good on Detective Comics. We'll see. And then the backup is Red Hood, and this is trash. This is total trash. This art, I mean, look at this art. This is just... DC should be embarrassed to even publish this artwork. I mean, it's pathetic. It's just awful. This is not something... For some random, vague indie comic, some obscure indie comic, okay, fine. But for DC or Marvel, no, this is not acceptable. And the story, I mean, you know, someone was committing crimes disguised as Red Hood. It turned out that the helmet was actually mind-controlling people, and it turns out it's White Rabbit behind it. Who cares? Nobody. It's just garbage. So, I mean, I have to give it a thumbs down overall for this issue. Dark Detective was actually pretty good. I really like Dan Mora's art. This guy's quite good. And I look forward to seeing more of his work. But this Red Hood story is it's just complete garbage. It's not worth the paper it's printed on. So overall, thumbs down. Let me know what you thought in the comments. And while you're at it, please do like this video and please sub to the channel and hit the bell for notifications. And I will see you all next time. Thanks for watching.